What's up, everybody? This is Josh with WriteRightRite, and today we're going to be talking about copywriting techniques, specifically how to persuade anyone. What makes a person buy one car over another? What makes a girl choose which guy to date? What makes people press the buy now button? Charlie Munger, also known as Warren Buffett's former business partner, created a list of 25 cognitive biases that can affect our decisions. Now, not every person falls for all of these, and some biases will affect you more than others. But if you master these biases, you'll become a better persuader. And you'll become better at preventing impulse decisions that you might regret later. So if you don't like getting scammed, then don't worry about watching this entire video. Otherwise, let's get started. I personally would separate these into different biases, but the first one is reward-punishment tendency. If you want to persuade people, just offer them big rewards and incentives, because everyone has a price. That might seem obvious, but to some it's not. So anyways, this bias alone is worth spending hours talking about. On the other hand, people tend to flee from punishment. You want someone to lose weight or quit drugs? Then start by telling them all the potential health issues. The second is liking or loving the tendency. We tend to ignore the faults of other people, products, or companies that we admire. One of my favorite books on this subject is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. But in general, just be nice, look good, and people will be hypnotized by you, basically. The third bias is the opposite, which is disliking or hating. Not many people talk about what good Hitler actually did, because we tend to ignore the virtues and positive stuff about people we dislike. The fourth is doubt avoidance tendency. If we're unsure about a decision, we try to quickly remove any doubt by making an ill-informed, quick decision. So if you want to be more persuasive, then simply increase your certainty. Like if you don't enjoy the rest of this video, for example, well, I can promise you a free time machine, so I can refund your time. No questions asked. The fifth is an inconsistency avoidance tendency. Our brains conserve programming space by being reluctant to change. It's why eliminating bad habits can be difficult. The foot in the door technique is a great example of how people like to stay consistent. For example, can I borrow the car to go to school? Followed by, can I borrow the car for the weekend? The idea is to get people to agree to a small task or request first, and then they'll be more likely to agree to a bigger one. The sixth is curiosity tendency. Curiosity has been one of the main drivers in human progress throughout history. Imagine if no other resources existed where you could learn the rest of the 25 biases from, and I said you'd have to buy my ebook for $7 to learn the rest. How would that make you feel? The seventh is Kantian fairness tendency, which is pretty much the golden rule, which is treat others how you want to be treated. It's the bias that makes a 300-pound big guy willing to line up behind an old lady and follow the first-come, first-served rule. Another example is letting in other drivers on the freeway, believing that they will reciprocate in the future. The eighth is envy, jealousy. This is pretty self-explanatory. Warren Buffett says, "It is not greed that drives the world, but envy." So be careful with this one. Showing it off too much might make people dislike you. For example, this is one of the reasons some people don't like Donald Trump. The ninth is reciprocation tendency, which is related to the seventh. We tend to want to return the favor when someone gives us something or helps us out. This is why supermarkets offer free samples, or why a car salesman might offer free coffee. The 10th is influence from mere association tendency. When Nike found out that Manny Pacquiao called the gay community dumber than animals, they immediately ended their partnership with him. Association is that powerful, and that's why models are often used to showcase products. Another example is how we associate price with the quality of an item. That's why some companies make crappy products and price them high. The 11th is simple, pain-avoiding psychological denial. We have a habit of distorting the facts. There's stories of mothers who receive news that their son from the army died and refuse to believe it. We can trick ourselves to numb the pain. Get rich quick or lose weight quickly scams work effectively on people who are in denial. The 12th is excessive self-regard tendency. People tend to think highly of themselves. Most people in online dating sites think they're more attractive than they really are. So when persuading people, make them feel special. Make them feel special and that just for them, you're going to give them a big discount or something along those lines. There's a study that shows how waitresses can increase their tips by simply using mints. The 13th is overoptimism tendency. So I got a pill that in 20 days, you'll lose 100 pounds. In general, we have a tendency to be optimists, especially in new environments, that things will turn out fine. The 14th is deprival superreaction tendency. People tend to act irrational with intensity, even small losses sometimes. This is why limited time offers are powerful. Even Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett, two of the most successful people in the world, both hate being in auctions because they always feel like they're getting manipulated. Going once, going twice, and sold to the man wearing a fedora hat. The 15th is social proof tendency. There's an automatic tendency to think and act as others around us think and act. This is why products are always filled with testimonials and reviews, social proof. Now, the 16th is contrast misreaction tendency. Want to make a house look big? Compare it to a tent. Want to make that same house look small? Compare it to a skyscraper. Which one sounds better? It's all yours for just a monthly payment of $49.99. Or it's all yours for less than a cup of coffee from Starbucks a day. The 17th is stress influence tendency. Stress can cause us to make some bad decisions. Think of timeshares where they might put you in a tight room where you just want to get out. Or at times when you buy something and they say that they're going to check with their manager first. Then they come back 10 minutes later, and you talk some more, and they say it again. Well, let me go talk to my manager again. Then you say, screw it, I'll just take it. The 18th is availability misweighing tendency. The mind works with what's easily available to it, like fast food. We might buy things that's available right in front of us, even if there's something much cheaper elsewhere. This is why we have instincts, so the mind doesn't have to work as hard at figuring stuff out. So if you got a confusing website or advertisement, then good luck. The 19th is the use it or lose it tendency. Too many learn a skill to simply cram for a test or presentation instead of trying to actually understand it fluently. So practice and share these tendencies after this video. Now, as much as I love sharing things with you guys, honestly, one of the biggest reasons I make these videos is for myself. Because I get the feeling that I'm helping you guys learn new things and get better at writing or whatever it is that I'm trying to teach you guys. And that fulfills me. The 20th is the drug misinfluence tendency. This is a very strong tendency that costs many lives. It's often supplemented by simple pain-avoiding psychological denial. The 21st is senescence, misinfluence tendency. As we age, there's a natural loss of certain skills and abilities. So if you got a website targeted for older people, make sure the fonts are big. Try to speak slower and enunciate your words more. The 22nd is authority misinfluence tendency. Humans tend to follow leaders. It's one of the reasons I sometimes quote people of authority, like I did with Mr. Warren Buffett earlier. If you want more insight, just look up Milgram's experiment, and you'll see what I mean. The 23rd is the twaddle tendency. People like to spend a lot of time on nonsense. Think about TV and how so many people watch things like the Kardashians or, pretty much any reality TV show out there. So when you're marketing, make sure there's a lot of content and consider making things longer. I've been to seminars that lasted over 10 hours, and at the end, virtually everyone was buying and signing up. The 24th is the reason-respecting tendency. We're often scared to sell because we have competitors. But sometimes even giving a meaningless reason increases compliances. The word because is powerful. There's a study where a person successfully jumps in front of a line to use a copy machine simply by saying, excuse me, I have 5 pages. Can I use the Xerox machine because I have to make these copies? It worked. The 25th and most important of all is the LOLLAPALOOZA tendency. This basically says if enough cognitive biases are activated at the same period of time, you'll become a helpless zombie. Now, because you're special and you watch this whole video, I have an offer just for you. If you subscribe right now, like the hundreds before you, you'll get a chance to win a free RightRightRite t-shirt signed by any celebrity of your choice. And as a bonus, you'll win a mystery box that'll give you the chance to win up to $100,000. And as if that's not enough, you'll win the latest iPhone and a new Lambo. But you gotta act now. Believe me, the biggest thing you'll regret is not subscribing 6 months ago. If you didn't fall for that, then you're part of the 1% who passed the test. So congrats. So choose one of the following. You can either A, subscribe and like, B, listen to the share bear over there and show that you care, or C, watch my latest video, or D, tell me to quit YouTube. I probably won't, but who knows? Your words have power. All right, that's all I got for you today, guys. This is Josh Roof with Write, 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 signing out. I'll see you next time.